Well, of course, you know his voice. He was the most successful voiceover actor in history, and now his widow, Nita Whitaker LaFontaine, has written a book about the loss of her husband.
In a world where both of our cars were totally underwater.
Don LaFontaine was the voice behind so many movie trailers and commercials. He died back in 2008. Nita Whitaker LaFontaine is a singer. She's also the author of this new book. It's called Finding My Voice, My Journey Through Grief to Grace, Living with the Loss of Don LaFontaine. And Nita is here with us this afternoon. Welcome, Nita.
Hi, thank you, Sandra.
So just looking through this book, it looks like a personal journey of your grief and your family's grief. There are so many personal pictures in here and stories.
Absolutely. The idea for me to share this story so personally, not just the loss, but the surviving after and finding life again after the moment of impact when Don ascended, was the journey of the book. And it also speaks to our voices. Don and I both used our voices in our lives for our livelihood. What brought us together was our voice. What kept us together were our voices singing in harmony and moments that shaped our lives. And this book is a love letter as well as a healing journey that I wanted to share because it's a universal story.
And there's letters in there from him.
Yes, yes. Don wrote a couple of letters to for some uncles or aunts that had passed on, and my daughters also wrote a letter to their dad to say what it was like to have a dad like that and what they learned and how they feel and what they learned. And they wrote that sort of independent of each other, and it was all the same. They all knew they had a wonderful dad.
We talk about how he was so popular, so successful in his career. But at the end of the day, he really was a family guy.
He absolutely was. More than anything else, he was defined by his family. He loved his work. He was a wordsmith. This is a guy, when I asked him for a word, he had 20. If I needed something, a word to rhyme, he had 5. I never had to open the dictionary. He was a walking thesaurus. He was amazing that way. Such a brilliant mind, very agile, full of information. He called it useless information central. And he loved to laugh. I mean, Don has had a public persona of this sort of, he was the sweetest guy, loved pranks, loved to make us laugh, was a doting, adoring husband, a great, great father, and a wonderful friend.
He had a big, strong voice, and you are carrying that voice on through your nonprofit organization now.
That's correct. In honor of Don, I started In a World with Books, which is a nonprofit, and what we want to do is to give books to underserved children, books they can own and reread, but also encourage parents to read with their children and why that's important and how that creates time with your child. And actually, and if you can't read the pictures, and that's okay. But we want to pay it forward, all the love and generosity that Don gave to all of us that knew him and even those that didn't know him, to put some good into the world and give a book. And I just think that that's a great way to honor him.
It's a beautiful message. It sure is. Thank you very much, Nita.
Thank you so much.
All right, the book is called Finding My Voice, My Journey Through Grief to Grace, Living with the Loss of Don LaFontaine. For more information about Nita and her late husband, just go to our website. It's KCAL9.com. Click Seen on TV.